Yaate, Cooper Curley, Kenyani the Shlin, Kilachini, Bushichin, Nakarine, the Shanala, Hunter Guthrie, the Che, Chechilta, Dana Shah, Cooper Curley. My clans are Kenyani on my mother. My father's clan is Tower Red House. And what Nelson Mandela means to me is the simple fact of how he engaged into the world, how he's seen the world and seen the differences automatically. The realization of how he left the tribal, coming up on their reservations, their tribal ways, and then seeing how, I remember seeing him speak about how different waters, he remember seeing different waters, but he only seen in the cities there was just one water, clean and piped and different things. A lot of this came to my own realizations. Even though he was way on the other side of the world, I knew that that vulnerability is in all of us, and that how can we strengthen that, identify these differences, and how can we also inspire and recreate to enhance this awareness of differences across the world, and not to be so as a threat because we're not so alike. But the respect, that's one thing. He's a man of respect, a man of the land, a man of the people, a man of words. How he spoke and how he handled himself is very similar to how I see Malcolm X. How to speak, how do you engage this self-empowerment as indigenous, as a man of color, to a colonial power, and they know that you are intelligent. He reminded me of how he spoke and how he handled himself with such elegance to the established power. He reminded me of our own leader, John Trudell, who spoke so powerful that our own federal government saw him as a threat, just because how he spoke and how the people listened. That's how I see. He's definitely a man of today. He's a man of tomorrow. Very rare, very unique, and it's a blessing to even just to see him or see the videos of him speak. Because for me, in this part of the world, we need more men like that.
Hello everyone, I am Rohan Khatta. I am from Nepal. I am currently studying at grade 8 in Apex Life School located in Kathmandu, Nepal. And I am a WCA registered tuber, and I am currently working at a project tubing or sports for peace. So Nelson Mandela was a type of a motivating figure at his time in Nepal. Nelson Mandela was a great fighter for peace. He fight for his people, for that so their people can get human rights like others used to get. He fought against racism and also put his life at risk, and also did many things to give democracy to the people. And he has also been the president of South Africa, and also has contributed many things for peace in this world. And best of luck for the conference that you are going to have at the occasion of 100th anniversary of Nelson Mandela. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bea Puni from the Philippines, Divine Word College of Legazpi. Nelson Mandela motivated me and inspired me to accept each other's flaws and indifferences. It made me realize how to love others even though we're very different from each other. So I thank him for being very inspirational to the youth. Thank you so much.
I'm from Pakistan, and about Nelson Mandela, it's a big name in the country, especially in the remote areas of the country. I come from a city, but as I know from in remote villages, the people over there are under slavery. This is because of the system in Pakistan that they are in debt. They have to pay the debts that was taken by their forefathers. So their landlords treat them as slaves, and these are the people who have big respect for Nelson Mandela and the fight that he did, and they are into their freedom. And wherever you go in these remote areas, you will hear the name Mandela. They know about these names where you do not expect them to know other names. They do not have basic education, but everyone here knows the name Mandela just because of the freedom. Basically, all of them want their freedom and they think highly about Nelson Mandela in Pakistan in the remote areas. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Mr. Alan S. Albaitor from the Philippines. Actually, Nelson Mandela, born of a poor family, who struggled hard not to educate himself and became a leader of the oppressed. He championed the rights of the apartheid of the South African people. And of course, he serves as an inspiration to all the peoples in the world. Of course, especially to the Filipinos. Why? Because Nelson Mandela is in the heart of every Filipinos who wanted to avoid inequality, gain freedom, and respect the rights of all the peoples in our world. And he wants a world peace. Thank you very much.
Shankar from University of Madras and Chairperson School of Political and International Relations, and I am very happy to say a few things about Mr. Nelson Mandela. Everybody knows he is a great man. He lived for others and his struggle for freedom is on par with what Mahatma Gandhi. Whoever knows Mahatma Gandhi in India, we know Nelson Mandela. He's a great personality to be admired and his messages should be passed over to the next generation to deal or to solve problems with non-violence. Great man who lived great times of ours. Thank you.
From Youth Club Nepal. I'm currently in the USA for the UP Semester Training Workshop in Arizona. And I would like to add some upcoming conference in South Africa, which is going to be held in South Africa, Durban. We are the co-organizer of this conference in South Africa. Though I couldn't attend the conference, there are some members of Youth Club who are going to attend the conference. Since this program is going to celebrate the 100 years of birthday of Nelson Mandela, a true leader of the world, I would like to add he was the inspirational leader for the world, and everyone in my country, they take him as a role model in form of making the peace in the world. And I'd like to wish all the best for the upcoming conference in South Africa. Thank you.
My name is Rushil Drikamunda. I'm from the Philippines. Nelson Mandela is an inspiration for me because he really fought hard for the freedom of his country, and we should honor him for promoting peace. That's all. Thank you.
Aruna Sivakami, former Vice Chancellor of Mother Teresa Women's University, Kodaikanal, in Chennai, India. We were celebrating birthday and the President's post of Nelson Mandela in New Delhi with Prime Minister Modi, who was able to celebrate the actual life of Nelson Mandela. So we are very happy to understand Nelson Mandela's life, his position, and whatever he did for the South African people. Okay?
Nelson Mandela was a great inspiration to us all. He made it possible for a lot of people to realize that we must love each other no matter what space, no matter what time, or no matter what differences we have. It is an honor to commemorate his 100 years since his birth today. So, Nelson Mandela, thank you so much.
And your name?
My name is Justin Ben Medina. I'm a psychology student, and I commemorate Nelson Mandela's 100-year birthday.
Good day, this is Ms. Beverly Nori from the Philippines. I believe that Nelson Mandela is a great person. Why great? Because he is a great leader, a great inspiration, and a great motivators. Thank you very much.
म माइक्रोबायोलजी डिपार्टमेन्टमा काम गर्छु नेपाल मेडिकल कलेज टिचिङ हस्पिटलमा नेल्सन मण्डेला एकदमै मेरो लागि चाहिँ एकदम गुड म्यान एन्ड गुड पर्सन म जब सानो थिएँ त्यही बेलादेखि म नेल्सन मण्डेला एकदमै मन पराउँछु उसको हरेक कुराहरूले गरेको पोलिटिक्स सम्बन्धी एकदमै मनपर्छ मलाई सानोदेखि नै म उसको हरेक कुराहरू जब ऊ जेलमा पर्यो त्यो बेलादेखि म उसलाई वाच हेर्थेँ टेलिभिजनमा जब ऊ त्यसबाट निस्कियो त्यसपछि पनि म उसलाई धेरै नै टेलिभिजन मार्फत उसलाई हेर्थेँ ऊ प्रेसिडेन्ट भएको बेलामा धेरै खुसी भएको थिएँ उसले चाहिँ उसको देशको जनताहरूको लागि एकदमै राम्रो काम गरेकोले उसलाई एकदमै मनपर्छ मलाई उसको लागि धेरै धेरै शुभकामना
She wants to say about Nelson Mandela was one of her childhood friends. She used to be his fan, and she was really delighted when he became the president of South Africa because the work she did for the people, the work he did for the people in South Africa was a nice thing and an example for people around the world. And she also watched her in television during her childhood when he was sent in prison, and she was following her through the international televisions every time when he was there as a president, and she wants to remember him for his good works.